You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show.
Hey. Hey, go ahead, Steffi. Show us the dance. Do it with the sunglasses on.
I don't know. I think that's it.
Go ahead. Let's see it. We're going to get the white girl get down. Hey. Really? She got that donkey booty. Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV after show for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 5, Episode 12, Battle of the Booty. It's your boy, DJ Jesse Janedy, and I'm back in studio. Stephanie Bauer is joining us. Welcome.
Hi, thanks. I'm so glad to be back introducing that wonderful donkey song to these two guys. Please, viewers, if you've ever heard that song, I mean, I know it's old, but still, these guys had no idea what song that was. I'm in shock. That was the song.
And I feel like Courtney would know the song, but she's
Courtney
just she would never admit it, though.
Please, that was a really popular song. Courtney, I know you know it. Please call in and say that you know it, or let us know.
Again, back as always, Mykee Wattz.
Hello, what's going on?
So serious all the time.
I know, it's just one of those days.
Unfortunately, Corinne is not in studio with us, and Courtney cannot call in tonight, but we are blessed with the presence of Sir Neil Mandt.
Hello.
Producer extraordinaire.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
And a Housewives fan.
Sure.
I love that you say sure.
Who doesn't love crazy housewives?
Who's your favorite housewife? Off of tonight's episode, forget, because, I mean, just off tonight, who gave the most entertainment, would you say?
Oh, boy, tonight. I don't know. I mean, the booty back and forth is pretty good.
It is a great war.
I mean, Phaedra she's just awesome.
She's amazing.
She is.
So I don't know. I think I'm torn. I mean, because obviously you have two really strong dynamic characters today who went at it. So they're both nuts to me. So let me think about that.
All right. I want to know, by the end of this episode, are you Team Kenya or Team Phaedra?
Well, wait. Before the episode started, whose team were you on?
Well, I go back and forth with them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But tonight, I think Kenya is definitely. I think she's wrong. First and foremost.
Okay, and that's what I want to get into. That actually,
Yeah.
let's just start with that first, because last week, keeping up with the deal that was supposed to happen, as a producer, someone comes to you and says, "I want to do this workout tape."
Right.
Now, generally, would you $100,000 $100,000 for a workout tape? Does that sound in the ballpark?
To make the tape.
To make the video.
You can do things for whatever the money is. So those videos can be $1 million,
right?
Or you could do it for 30,000 or 10,000 if you had to. I mean, you guys know how you can stretch your dollars if you have to, but $100,000 is a reasonable amount of money to make a video.
A reasonable amount.
But she was saying like a stage and all that, and the other guys came forward and said, "But you just do it in a gym. You don't need a stage."
My brother and I have a company. We produce a number of shows, and we own a studio. Right. So one of our shows was Jim Rome Was Burning. It was on ESPN for a long time, and now it's on CBS. And that facility, if we were to rent it out on a daily basis, you could bring in your own set and everything. It would not be anywhere near $100,000.
Yeah,
not even close. So you could shoot, you could post, you could get the whole thing done definitely for that amount of money.
And without 4 cameras, right? It's one person doing
with 4 cameras. We have a 5 camera set up in a studio. You can rent a full studio and have everything, a control room, full crew, everything you could get for $30,000 maybe.
And that's what the thing was. Phaedra was saying, our lawyer's telling us that he knows there were people coming after Phaedra saying, well, hey, we can do it for $25,000.
Sure, for sure.
you know, and Kenya's saying 100. Now, to me, if you own a production company, you don't have to rent things because if you own the production company, you probably would already have those things, cameras, lighting, and things like that. So I'm wondering where the rest of the 100,000 was going to go, because to me the set looked like
in her wallet.
Well, they're just they're being reckless with money. They're burning it, and they gotta have. I mean, you look at how they are. They gotta have this huge craft service. They gotta have everything.
Yeah.
You know, someone has to show up in a limo. I mean, normally they can drive themselves, but you know, on shoot day, none of that works.
No.
They have to have a $3,000 a day makeup artist. They have to have ridiculous stuff. That said, it still is enough money.
Okay,
yeah, so not only if it was 4 cameras, which they don't even need, even for the 4 cameras, she was ripping them off.
Exactly.
For 100,000.
And this is in Atlanta.
Exactly.
Which is cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Exactly.
All right, so that was the first part of the deal. Now here's the second part. As a friend, Kenya said, well, you know what? I have someone who will distribute the DVDs.
Right.
I want 10% of that.
Right.
Now, I can kind of understand that. Is that a reasonable thing to offer? If I'm getting you the deal, I want 10% of it?
Yeah, it's reasonable. That said, you know, I mean, if for whatever reason they butt heads, they don't come to terms, we all get that. You know, there's opportunity. It's just not right for them. Okay, makes sense. That said, for Kenya to then say, I want to do the exact same video is ridiculous.
Agreed.
I mean, you know, why not just do a leg video or a foot video or an arm video, but to just say, I'm going to do a butt video? Is just, come on.
Well, I think that she's sort of lying. I mean, has anything happened with it? I mean,
Well, we haven't seen it. But it wouldn't be smart for her to release it right now because Apollo and them just released theirs. And
I don't think she's going to do it anyway. I think she would do something like a leg or ab or something like that. But
maybe a dermatology video because that skin is really horrible.
Right? I mean, her face looks beat up. Seriously,
Really?
she looks. I mean, in the lit interviews, I was saying before, she looks
was the first
very
thing to
pretty.
say.
Yeah.
But when you look at her just walking around, it's
no
like, what, did she get in a fight?
Yo.
I mean,
You were catfished.
not
she,
so good.
ooh, catfish. That's a good
Catfished,
one.
for sure.
She, you know, maybe her video could be where to get your body from, what doctor to get your body from.
Ooh.
Boom.
Didn't one of them say that? They said to get the fake butt?
Well, they were implying that Kenya's butt was not real.
Yeah.
Which I
Could be.
Could be.
Not real.
But I must say, I'm going to keep saying it because I do got to give her props that her hair is real. And that surprised me.
What?
Yeah. You didn't surprise you?
No, that surprises me.
Oh, yep. Wendy Williams. And you know Wendy will read the truth when it comes to hair. Wendy was like, yes, people, she got real hair. So, all right, Kenya, I'll give you that one. But the rest...
I know. Well, whatever. I still think Kenya's pretty. I mean, okay, maybe
ain't
once I
Beyonce.
accidentally said on camera that she looked like Beyonce, and I've never heard the end of it. But I think she's pretty. But honestly, if I was trying to piss off somebody that didn't want to pay me, I'd say I am doing the same exact thing as you, and it's a butt video. Like,
Just
come
like
on,
that?
she's not going to
Just
do
like
it.
that.
And then I would twirl out of the room.
Well, wait a minute, hold on. I think they're both wrong. They just couldn't even discuss it together. You know? It's just like
They just want
ridiculous.
to talk to everybody else about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, why not say, all right? I mean, she says on the show, well, we never even got to terms, so she doesn't even know what I wanted. She just said no. Like,
Exactly.
okay, well, talk about it now.
Yeah, she never said, and then Phaedra's like, I get the impression that she's telling people I told her 0, which she was telling people that, and Phaedra never said that, right?
Right. Well, and if you paid attention, there was a moment where Phaedra, Apollo said, well, you know what, we could bring, if you brought it down to $50,000, then maybe we could talk about the 10%, but you asked him for $100,000.
Yeah.
What am I getting? Like, is Jesus going to be in the video? Right. Like, who are you getting to sign?
But at the same time, he would know as a producer, and if you're managing someone or you're their agent, you're not going to take on clients that are going to make you $5,000. She's right. The shoes she was wearing that day were like almost that much money. Like, she's not going to take on this huge project for that amount of money, that little amount of money, right?
What? Kenya Moore? Do you know what Kenya Moore even owned a production company?
Look, my cat has a production company. What is a production company?
Well, apparently she's produced multi-million-dollar movies.
I don't know about that.
Have you ever heard of Kenya Moore as a producer?
I have not.
You've never seen The Confidant?
I'm not familiar with her videos or movies.
Her new $20 million movie. You haven't heard about it yet?
The straight-to-DVD movies.
You can catch them at Redbox or on Netflix.
Not even.
Search real deep. Free promo plug for them. All right, please. I can't. It's so hard to do this show and not talk about Kenya. I wish I could, but you just can't.
She loves it. She makes it so easy for us, and she knows she does.
So let's just get NeNe out of the way because she wasn't really that big. NeNe and Greg, I love them together. I love this little grandma-grandpa moment trying to Glampa fix the little crib, and
so
neither of them could do it.
No, she's like, he's not handy. And he's like putting it around himself. He's so cute. They're cute.
It was cute, and it was such a short moment for NeNe. That's probably why, you know, they do the little 30-second clip. They showed her and Cynthia go to that chocolate restaurant, whatever that was, which was awkward and random. But it was with Miss Cynthia, who Miss Cynthia was making her rounds today.
She is making her rounds, but I think she's made a very wise decision in going with children, because the only real casting we saw with Cynthia was when Kenya came, and it was that disaster, and those girls that showed up there were not cute. Like, they just weren't. So I feel like for that age group, her modeling school's not working. So I think it's genius for her to go with kids, because every parent wants their kids to be a model.
Where were you last week when these two, Mykee and Corinne, were talking about, or maybe it wasn't Mike, actually it was Corinne and Courtney, talking about, Cynthia has a respectable Bailey agency, yada yada. I was like, did we all see the Jet magazine shoot?
That was so bad.
Come on.
But I mean, it's Atlanta. I mean, it's not a huge modeling city, but for little kids,
yes. Is she charging them?
Yeah, I mean, she's
to be a part
running
of the
a
agency?
business.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, there are laws about that in California, and I've heard about a lot of scams that go on with different agencies, and so you can't charge somebody to be their agent, but you can charge them for classes or
that's
for
what
that
I think
kind of stuff.
I don't think she.
And so, yeah, but I mean that is a scam, really, when you think about it. It's like, you know,
if she's not booking you work.
Yeah, out of Atlanta, you know, I mean, like, how much really? I mean, what is your real potential out of the ATL? You really got to go to New York, or you got to go to LA.
That hair show. Oh my god.
So how many of these kids are getting into this with the real hope that, you know, they're going to get discovered?
I know.
Somehow, and then they're just being bled dry. I don't like that idea.
Well, hence why the Bailey agency is not doing too well.
Yeah. Well, now she's going into pageantry. Oh my God. That's like,
Honey Boo Boo don't need you.
She's got to make that hustle though. So.
All right. Well, so the hair show was messy, along with the hairstyles that were going on, but not as messy as Miss Lawrence and Kenya showing up. Kind of putting the word out about the Stallion booty videotape.
Troublemakers.
First of all, let's talk about that outfit though. What the hell was
whose? Because are we talking about Miss Lawrence with
Lawrence
that
and that S&M like? Ugh.
Anything about Miss Lawrence we can talk about. An absolute disaster.
Right. Yes, definitely.
One of you said he looked skinny, right?
Well, he looked really skinny, but he looked like the Hellraiser. Do you guys remember those movies?
Yeah.
Like,
With the
definitely. I was. Not a good look,
now,
buddy.
Miss Lawrence was Sheree's friend.
And so Kenya's like totally replaced Sheree, because you know how Sheree was a little bit crazy? Like,
was a little bit crazy.
Well, yeah, like way crazy.
Very.
Like Kenya's the new Sheree, along with Miss Lawrence.
Agreed. Kenya, again,
God bless
here we go again. Here we go
Right.
again, talking about damn Miss Kenya. All right. So, obviously, I know you want to talk about production-wise as far as it goes.
We can talk about what we want to talk about.
Obviously, Kenya and Lawrence showed up, and it was there to set up, knowing that Candy or Cynthia was going to say something to Phaedra. We come to find out that it was Derek who told Candy about the Stallion.
Right.
At the salon.
Which
and Candy was like, "Let me get my purse."
Like how fast did she reach for that phone?
That's Candy too.
Well,
she always acts like she's under the radar, and she's like starting everything.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to how messy she was. So yeah, she gets her phone, calls Phaedra up, and says, "I love Phaedra's
It's a classic
comment.
though.
I know the bitch was thirsty, but I didn't think she was starving." I love Phaedra.
She says, "Don't nobody want to see that Six Flags Scream Machine booty?" Like,
With lumps and umps.
What did she come out with this stuff like?
Just well, I mean, as far as Phaedra goes, now see, Courtney and Corinne were agreeing with Phaedra's side with Kenya's side of the story. I understand giving her the 10%. I understand parts of Kenya, but it's hard for me to side with Kenya. And I mean, I do love Phaedra, so I guess I do have a little bit of favoritism.
Yeah, you
there.
totally have favoritism. I can see it. You love Phaedra.
Anyway, I do love Phaedra. I am gonna wait.
I love Phaedra too, but I can
Phaedra.
totally see Kenya's point of view. Nobody asked her to do that 4, which she changed to.
So if you were Cynthia, you would side with Kenya?
I would try and make them see where they're both being idiots.
Exactly.
I mean, just have a conversation, 10% of some future something, if you're making a profit, great.
Right.
None of that even counts until the investment is returned. So
but
who cares?
Because it just proves that Kenya is not a businesswoman.
Yes, she is. She didn't get the deal she wanted, so she walked the
I feel like
away.
she is more of a businesswoman than Phaedra. I mean,
well, yeah,
as
I was
an
going to
attorney,
say
she should be smart and be able to say, hey, these and can you just bring that up? She's like, she's an entertainment attorney. She should understand this.
No, yeah, she should know. Nobody has to tell her. She
Right.
should just know.
Yeah, and it's just like, all right, fine. You caught me trying to not do back end. Let's just work out a deal.
They're both wrong, but at the end of the day, business is business, and Kenya did the smart thing. Now she saw a lane and she's going with it.
Yeah, but she did the douchey thing. I mean,
it was wrong,
thing,
yeah, but it's
I mean,
still, it's like, hey.
She should just do I'm fine with her doing a workout video, just a different one.
I literally think
agreed.
that she was just saying it to piss him off because she knew that would piss Phaedra off more than anything and cause a stir. She hasn't taken one active step to make this
honestly, I
work out.
really haven't seen anything.
No, nothing.
Anything about her putting that out there.
But the
Stallion
thing is the only place like Kenya's a little in wrong is no one asked her to do 6 weeks, which she changed to 4 weeks of post-production. No one ever asked her to do that, and no one asked her to get a distribution deal. I mean, yeah, that's great of her, but she just like got it just so she could get extra money, and Phaedra never asked her to do that.
And knowing the industry, who knows what she said to get that deal? Because wouldn't you think that those people?
Well, we haven't even seen any contracts. We don't know how real it is. We don't know anything about
Right,
it. So.
Right,
It could
because
be like someone like, yeah, we'll distribute video,
Yeah.
but then they look at it and like, I'm not distributing donkey butt video. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
well, so they did release their video. It's not called Donkey Booty. It's called Fine Body, PHINE Body. And I gotta say, honestly, it looks really. It's done very well. I'm assuming they went with the guys that we saw.
Jane Fonda. So yeah, when
Who did
Phaedra,
the Jane Fonda videos.
yeah, I think when she got wind of Kenya, she was more determined than ever, and she went to the top, which is Jane Fonda's producers. I mean, you can't get any better than that, and made it happen.
How old is that guy? I mean, the guy who directed it, I mean, was he 18 when he did the
I
Jane
know,
Fonda
right?
videos?
How
Because the
was
guy
he
looks like he's in his
involved?
mid-40s, maybe.
Exactly.
You know, maybe 50. But when were those videos made? Like 86?
I know, they were a long time ago. I think maybe it was just their company, and now they work for the company.
I mean, to be
I don't
fair,
know.
though, he's still doing relevant stuff because he's working with the Jabberwockies. And he said Madonna.
Yeah, but I'm just curious how connected he really was with Jane Fonda. Maybe he was a PA on that. Like, he wasn't directing those shoots.
No, he was like, yeah, the PA for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that it was the company that he works for. I never knew that Phaedra was that good of friends with Jane Fonda.
Me either. If they didn't have the pictures to prove it, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yep.
I would not have. But we gotta think that she does know these people. Who was the other one? Bobby Brown, which whatever. But she does know these people because she's an entertainment lawyer.
The Galapagos Island photo was like, what?
Right. You guys are just chilling in the Galapagos.
Yeah.
All right.
So random.
Sure, whatever
But it
works.
wasn't just the two of them. Like you do that old thing where you crap out everyone else in the picture to make it look like it was just the two of you, and Jane Fonda's like shoulders missing on the other side. There's probably like 10 other people.
Is that awkward photo? But how awkward was it when Apollo stood up in that meeting and was like trying to do like the Usher dance moves?
So
it
weird.
wasn't even workout moves. It was like stripper moves.
But those two guys were loving it, though. They were like, oh, hey, bro.
No. Actually, if you watch it, one guy was just living for it. He was like, I love it. And the other guy was like, what the hell are we getting ourselves involved with?
I think that the best cameo, or I should say best supporting role for this episode should go to that dude at the prop shop who was just staring.
Oh, yeah.
They were fighting with each other.
Tim, who is Kenya's apparently production designer.
He was just waiting for the moment to be like, I have to pee.
Yeah, he's like,
can I leave?
And he strategically brought them in front of the huge butt to start talking about the butt video.
And what was that butt about, dude?
That's going to be on the set of Kenya's new. That was what this took 6 weeks for Donkey Booty.
Do you think that
I would have been pissed if I walked into my set and that was sitting right there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And that was not a cute butt. Kenya's right. It's just like, it's not cute. But do you think that, because now the video's out, like you said, the promo's out, Jessie tweeted it out, but do you think that they changed the name because all these girls were ragging on it this episode? Do you think they kind of thought, oh, maybe you're right. Donkey is funny,
I think,
but...
to be honest, I think with Kenya, they would have released Donkey Booty. But I believe, and I hate to say it, but I feel like they sat down with those two white men. They were like, "We are not releasing Donkey Booty.
I think the guys.
We can go with fine, like something like that." She's like, "How about fine booty? How about fine body?"
But the white dude was loving it when he said donkey booty is hilarious. I was dying.
It can be a concept in the video, but that's not gonna really, honestly, like the packaging of it, everything on this, the DVD that they released is really good. Like
Do you have the DVD?
Very surprised. I don't have it. I was watching it online. It's only $12.95, guys, online, so you can go out and get it.
Who the hell wants that video?
I know. Do you think that they had to put in a bunch of their own money to make it that good and get the Jane Fonda guys to do it? I think now she's just trying to get back at Kenya. Like, I'm gonna make this the best workout video ever. Spare no expense.
I mean, honestly, look, exactly like you said. It's Atlanta. How much they could do it for? What it looks like to me, like they found a mansion and they cleared everything out the room. It's a beautiful mansion. It's overlooking rocks and water, and
you can rent like a mobile satellite truck, the kind that you would use like at a football game or a basketball game. It would come with 4 cameras at least, if not 8 cameras. You can rent that truck, $25 grand.
I'm just wondering how much of their own money they put into this just to show everybody.
25 grand just for that truck, though?
With cameras and all the cabling, everything you need to make it work. Now, you want to hire a cameraman, that's $300 a day or to $500 a day. But I mean, when you start adding up, you're looking at somewhere $30,000 to $40,000 would be the minimum cost. You want to put some extra lights in, okay, we're maybe up to 45 or 50. 100 is a ton of money.
Yeah, that's what
that's all I kept
saying.
The set, but whatever. Let's say they spent 100, or let's say they spent 70. Whatever they spent, these guys that they did it with, they would certainly have a piece of the back end, for sure.
So
somebody got some back end
of that video. I definitely
Absolutely.
agree.
It's about time. We're talking about all this booty. Somebody has to get some back end somewhere.
To me, I feel like Kenya and Phaedra just couldn't get on the same level and talk about whatever it is that they need to work out. And I feel like Phaedra would have been able to given that to Kenya, but part of me also feels like she heard something or just didn't have the trust in Kenya to fully go with it.
I think that Kenya puts on a good front, but when it comes down to it, what has she produced that's done really well? And Phaedra said as soon as she leaves the meeting, she'll go drink a bottle of vodka, which the whole alcoholic thing is coming up now, and so I'm excited to see where that goes next week because it seems to be a real thing. So Phaedra knows something we don't know.
Now, okay, you own a production company. Are you in consistent talks with your production designer? Like, would you be able to walk up to him and he would be friendly with, like, to me, this guy was not friendly with Kenya. It was kind of like awkward, like, hey.
Which one?
Tim, the production designer.
Oh, the designer. Yeah. He was like
the awkward guy.
In the scene. Are you talking about?
In the scene, yeah.
Well, in the scene, it was, he was in the middle of a weird cat fight, so he was probably
and it's like, hey, can you design my friend's little girl's bedroom? Like, what?
Yeah.
That was messy of Candy, though, to show up there. With Kenya?
That was the weirdest thing ever. It was awkward.
At a number of times, Kenya would bring up the fight. She would bring it up. She would be like, and so I had him on my donkey video. And I was like, why are you even bringing it up? Sweep it under the rug. Don't ask for trouble.
Oh, she couldn't wait to bring it up to NeNe.
Yeah.
She, like, was chomping at the bit to bring it up to NeNe to, like, get validation from NeNe. Like,
and
oh,
NeNe
really?
Gave it to NeNe.
Yeah,
Made all his faces. She was like, oh, yeah.
Well, that's interesting of me with NeNe because now that I think about it, NeNe and Phaedra really have never.
No, they said that the first episode of this season, like, they never connected.
Yeah.
They're very cool with each other. They're cordial. Probably not nasty with each other, but they just aren't buddy-buddy like that.
I couldn't really remember when NeNe said that bad thing about Phaedra. She's like, Phaedra's shady and does some not nice stuff. Like, I was like, what is their history together? And I couldn't really pinpoint it, but it's just sort of.
Well, she wasn't. What I think NeNe was talking about. Phaedra does a lot of stuff shady and undercover.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at the pregnancy thing. When we first met, Phaedra. And she lied about her pregnancy.
She lied about how far along she was. It was really weird. And then the whole Apollo situation where she met him, like, in jail. Was he your client? Like, just weird.
The tell-all book from that girl talking about Phaedra.
So there you go. You answered your own question.
Yeah, there we go.
She does do some shady ads.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with that.
I just couldn't
for
really
NeNe to
remember.
have called it out. Now, then we have Miss Cynthia, who I feel is siding with Kenya after all the shade that Kenya has thrown.
She was encouraging it.
Big time.
Cynthia was encouraging
it. Yeah,
it.
she was like, you should do a Stallion video. She was the one who was really pushing it.
Yeah, it could have disappeared the first time Kenya brought it up to Cynthia. It could have disappeared, but Cynthia was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Now, do you think producers were telling Cynthia to kind of push it on? Or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bravo all up in the ears.
Absolutely. No. I mean, they're like, what can we, which buttons can we push on people here? So.
And then how much would you say these girls are actually friends? Like, we see Cynthia and NeNe, they supposedly have a friendship. On these types of shows where they have been doing it for a couple seasons with each other, would you say that there's a lot of rivalry between it? Do you think that the friendships are legit, real, or kind of just staged?
Here's my take. In a lot of these shows, we see that certainly in the first season, people they look like they don't even know each other, and they're like, right. And even in this episode, as they talk,
Porsha and
as they
Phaedra.
get to know her better, they say, I really start to like her. I'm like, get them to know each other better before you start shooting. You know, I mean, don't tell me that on camera. And obviously, when they come together for events, it feels forced.
Yeah,
that
totally.
said, they do feel like they really push each other's buttons and they genuinely aggravate each other.
Because they're all trying to beat each other.
And I feel like it's the fame that they've gotten because of this show has made them, they're believing their own press.
Yeah.
And so where in the early seasons of these shows, we're watching these just people being catty with each other. Now it's like, it's their, I tweeted this and I expect this response. So their fame level is what's really they're aggravating. Oh, I'm more famous or less famous than her. I think that's what bothers them the most. And that's real. That's definitely real.
Do you guys think that Cynthia is a fame grabber in the sense that she clings on to NeNe, who obviously is the most famous out of all of them, and then kind of sits and sees, well, you know what? Kenya might be doing something here. I should probably be on her team because NeNe's off in LA a lot.
I guess I never really thought about that.
I don't think so.
You don't
really
think that?
so. I think she genuinely loves NeNe and is obsessed with her. That's why.
So where's this attachment to Kenya coming from? Would you guys?
NeNe's gone, so I guess you're right. A little bit is she needs to be attached to her, but
I don't take it that seriously. I just didn't see it as serious as you guys did.
I'm just reading into it.
Well, like it's just she's there for the scene. She does her input, and she'd do the same if it was Phaedra. You saw the same thing.
Yeah, Phaedra did the same thing. I think when they meet Kenya, there's something definitely that pulls you in. I don't know if it is her looks or her weird personality, or you want to see what she's going to say next or do next or act crazy. But she kind of has gotten everyone for a split second. She got Phaedra first, then Cynthia, even Candy. We were going shopping together.
To me, she's a good replacement for Kim.
Oh, totally.
Because they're almost the same person, but totally different. You know what I mean?
She's a really good replacement for Kim.
Kim used to be that person. She used to be able to talk shit, and then she'd be able to go and, be friends with them and mingle. And so it's kind of interesting that Bravo did choose her. Porsha is still kind of
so lame. Oh, my God.
iffy about
I can't
her.
take it. When they got in the fight in Anguilla, I was like, oh, this is great. She's so lame. No, she's really sweet and pretty and nice, but
you need to step it up.
I'm thinking about having babies. How do you be a working mom?
That whole scene, it felt like a weird interview to me. And I was like, oh my God.
But I've said that before about Porsha. The first time she went to
it's
lunch.
Like, you're on the TV show.
Yeah.
Okay, stop acting like a fan.
No, the first time she was in a scene, she was going to lunch with someone, and I said the exact same thing. I said it feels like she's in an interview. I was like, you're already on the show. You're not trying to get on the show. But
she doesn't know any of the girls.
I know. She's
that's
trying.
Why it feels like an interview.
Yeah, she's trying.
But she can be produced better. Forget about her trying. We look at the producers and we're like, hey, come on.
So how would
do something about this?
How would you produce Porsha?
I would put them in a different scene instead of some stupid interview. I would be like, coffee shop, go buy some shoes or something, make up something entertaining for them to do.
Go get a drink.
Right.
Anything. Get them drunk.
Get them drunk.
Because that's the only time we saw anything good.
Why do you think the real world's good? Get them drunk.
Yeah, and Anguilla, they were good because they were drinking.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Hey. Well, all right. So before we continue, shout out to everybody at home who watches us. We really appreciate your support. And you guys have been hitting us up on iTunes, and we love it. We're still not at #1 yet, so we still need you guys to help support us. It's super easy. Go on iTunes, download, rate, subscribe. Rate us 5 stars, please. Subscribe, and leave us a comment. If you leave us a comment with your Twitter handle, we'll give you a shout out on the show. And this week, if you guys want to have any questions for Miss Phaedra Parks yourself, please leave them on our iTunes. We'll take your questions off of iTunes comments. And then just leave your Twitter handles. But a couple shout outs to Sexy by Nature, Who from Dayton, Ohio, Kiwi Girl, Ron P 1979, A Sweet Blue 24, AMS KMS, Taylor 47406, Yuga Hush, Thockett, Eddie McGee, Curtis Cody, and Shauna Robinson. Thank you guys for hitting us up on iTunes. We appreciate it. If you guys want to shout out, subscribe, rate, download, and comment on iTunes. All right. So this fashion show, what did you guys think of Miss Cynthia's fashion show?
Oh my gosh, the kids were so good. I can't even get over it.
It's called Runway Red.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Now, do you think Cynthia asked Phaedra to have Aiden in the show?
No. I think it's the exact other way around. I think she wanted Aiden in the show, so she asked Cynthia. Even when they came up the day of the show, because you could see Cynthia sort of like rolling her eyes when they were in the gymnasium practicing, because, I mean, he is little, so whatever, but Cynthia's like, I'm not trying to deal with this right now. I'll let my friend put her kid in my fashion show as a favor. And then the day of the show, she's like, is he going to be in it? Like, right? Did you guys get that vibe?
Totally. She was like, I don't want this kid in it.
Yeah, and the day of the show, she's like, so are you going to do it? Like, Phaedra's like, yeah. Come on, Apollo carrying him out there. I guess I get it because he's a star. So right. Everybody that's there in the audience is just trying to catch a glimpse of NeNe and any of the Real Housewives girls. I don't think they were there for the kids. So everybody loved Apollo walking down the runway, but that was really weird.
That's why I kind of felt like it, even though Cynthia was acting whatever way in the gym, I feel like that benefits your show to have...
Well, I don't think she thought Aiden or Apollo was going to carry him down the aisle.
No. It wasn't her show though. It was Runway Red, which is a fundraiser for kids that are born with HIV. All she was asked to do was cast it. So it wasn't
So hers. Runway Red could have asked for Phaedra.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I mean, any star power would have been good for them.
Yeah. But it's weird. It's all kids, and then Apollo walks out. I mean, but it was really cute. It could have turned out worse, but it was really cute.
The rehearsal day, though, I mean, she was just so serious with those kids. And I was like, these poor kids.
I know, and
she was so hardcore.
She was so hard on them. I thought it was going to turn out horrible, but it worked because it was really cute. I mean, I'm sure.
Do you know why it worked?
Edited?
No, she didn't do anything. She was there for a minute yelling at the kids, and then whoever was really producing the event produced the event. She came in and took all the credit. Right. But whoever actually did the event, kudos to you. I acknowledge that you did it.
He just shaded you. He didn't read Miss Cynthia. He read Miss Cynthia.
Cynthia didn't do anything. But walk in there and say, look at what I did. Look at me.
Well, and you know what I'm going to say, because there was that scene where she was sitting down talking to everyone before the event. Okay, so here's...
You do this.
Drinking her Diet Coke. It's so stressful backstage.
And she's like, they're standing and she's like literally looking up at them and telling them what to do. And then when Porsha came to the practice, Portia's like, so is this the first time you've seen these kids? And Cynthia had to like think about it. She's like, no, it's been about like 75% of the kids. Like, kind of like you were saying, seems like she was.
Do you guys think, like Phaedra said, Kenya has chemical imbalances? Or was that just inappropriate to talk about after the meeting?
Lithium. She needs to be on lithium. I don't know. I think that's just one of Phaedra's funny little things. I don't really think she has a chemical imbalance. Do you?
No.
She could be bipolar.
She's little... She's whoever she is.
She's a reality star, aren't they all like that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be good on TV if they weren't a little nuts.
Yeah.
But, again, it's like how much is being instigated, how much is her just trying to aggravate somebody, how much, it's hard to tell.
I think ever since the Gone with the Wind thing, producers saw, oh my God, we could get this out of her again, let's push for it. Yeah. So now I think they're
because now she's trying to do the twirl
all
every
the time. And
look, she's ready to play reality TV ball.
And for sure. So that's a producer's dream, right?
Let her do it. Wind her up and let her go. That's what you want.
And there was something in the paper. What did we read about Walter? Walter came out.
Walter came out. No.
Came out supposedly came out to a gay blogger in Atlanta. That's what the gay blogger in Atlanta.
Can somebody tell Courtney, because she was convinced he was not gay?
I don't think he's gay. I think that's still
the guy just says that Walter has been known to mess around with guys in the Atlanta area, and it's no big secret.
And the guy that said it is also Kenya Moore's best friend.
Yeah, so I mean, how believable is that?
Right.
Never mind.
And probably wanted him himself. But anyways, so what do you? All right, another thing. We got Phaedra and Porsha becoming friends. Do we think this is serious, or like Kenya was mad and jealous?
I can't take her serious. She just.
I think Porsha's actually probably the most genuine girl on the show.
Of course.
She's not used to reality
she's
TV.
Sweet.
Right.
So
get her off the show.
Exactly.
Why are we looking at this?
I know. I'm so yawn.
But it doesn't bring a little bit of genuineness to reality TV to have that?
No, because that's not what people want to watch.
We're watching it. I want to see a train wreck.
Yes, we want to see. We're watching this for voyeurism and to be voyeurs, like to see inside people's weird lives. I mean, like we'll just hang out in our living room with our friends.
But
if we want
she is
Porsha.
the captain of Team Hate Kenya. We need that. No one else is hating Kenya.
She's not doing anything. You're right.
She's not doing enough.
But you don't think slowly she's building a team?
Can I just raise my hand here? Portia's growing in on me. Remember I didn't like Porsha?
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of her. I like her.
She's growing on me.
I like her.
Why is she growing on you?
I think it's maybe because she's genuine. I don't know.
Are you entertained?
Nah, of course she's not giving me crazy psycho Kenya, but I mean, yeah, I kind of like, damn, she's pretty cool.
She's not even taking really sides and really being opinionated. I mean, I'm fine with her as a person. She seems like a lovely lady, but I don't need her on the show.
I liked her until that scene at the end with NeNe, and she was standing next to Kenya, which I feel like I've seen Kenya in that dress before. Which, whatever, but you want to talk about Gone with the Wind Fabulous and you wearing the same shit.
I don't think she's wearing the same dress.
I feel like I've seen that before.
Anyway, what did Porsha do?
I haven't noticed the dress. I must be honest.
Porsha was standing right next to her and letting her... Oh, we got Gone with the Wind Fabulous?
Okay, somebody explain this to me, because I missed this last week. Is this, like...
A live performance she did on Andy Bravo, yes.
She's Gone with the Wind Fabulous.
And she did a very good job, I must say, but whatever.
Oh, my God.
The song's horrible, but she did a good job. But we have Porsha standing right next to Kenya, and Kenya's talking about this donkey thing, and Porsha's just smiling, and
because at that moment I think Portia's thinking like, this curb ass bitch is talking all this shit. Like, wait till I get to Phaedra and tell her what's going on.
I know. What didn't you like about it? I don't get it.
She had nothing to say when Kenya was speaking. I don't know. I just feel like if you're this hard against Kenya, if every conversation you have with all these other girls is about Kenya and you can't say it to her face.
But it had nothing to do with her. That videotape has nothing to do with her.
Had nothing to do with NeNe either.
But they were telling NeNe. NeNe was new to the situation.
But Porsha was there too, so she's a part of the conversation.
I don't know. In that part, I think you're right. Maybe if this was her big chance to get in one on Kenya, but...
Producers would have wanted her to get in. Throw a punch in there.
We don't know that she didn't throw a punch in there, and
that's true.
And it didn't get edited out. I mean, that scene probably played out quite a bit longer than what we saw on television. So there may have been more dialogue. She may have had something, but she probably wasn't that great.
I think she still knows her place in the Real Housewives franchise, and it's not to say anything at that moment.
Well, she better do something, or she's not going to be in the franchise.
Exactly.
She might not, because we did lose some girls last season, right?
We lost Marlo. This season, this whole show, we lost Marlo.
Marlo
we lost.
Had
what were the first two girls from the first season?
There's only one person here from season 1.
Yeah, NeNe.
That's it.
Yep.
So,
and damn lost Sheree too.
But it's still the best housewives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What did you think about Phaedra correcting Kenya and saying a stallion is a male horse?
I loved it.
That was great.
Good.
I loved because she didn't miss a beat. She was like on it.
Don't you know a stallion is a male horse?
You talking about a donkey, but did you know a stallion was male horse?
But Kenya came back pretty quick too. I had to give it to her. I mean, it was some stupid comment about nobody wants a donkey butt, but she didn't let that phase her. Like that could have really knocked her for a loop or thrown her for a loop, and she didn't let it.
No.
They can all sit and hate on the word donkey booty, but as we clearly just heard, it is a term. You never have heard someone be like, "That's a stallion booty."
Never.
I've never.
I've heard that.
Let me ride that donkey.
Talking about a man. Honestly, talking about a man like, "Oh, he's an Italian stallion."
Yeah.
I've heard that. Never in reference. I mean, unless Kenya, you ain't telling us something about your gender.
Well, I don't know. Look, if you were selling this video of a stallion video, a stallion booty,
Amazon woman or something.
No,
like.
I feel that's generic enough. It's a fit creature.
Title.
You know, to me, it doesn't sound to me so masculine that they hit it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And again, if you're selling a workout video, you're selling it to both men and women.
Yeah, because they're always this like pretty much the same.
So it's
and Apollo's the one doing it. Hello, right?
No, Phaedra's in the video. They both do it
but
together.
I'm just saying it. You're right. It's a guy and a girl.
Yeah. So
for the donkey booty.
Donkey.
And so then they call her copycat, which is like, Apollo, please.
I love when he's like, "You're a biter," and she's like, "What's a biter?"
She's like, "Speak English."
Copycat.
He's like, "Copycat."
I'll be copycatting my way to the bank, and there's a twirl for you. She's a mess. I
can't even with her.
Okay, so now we've gotten to the end of this. I want to know, moving forward, are we Team Phaedra or Team Kenya?
In who I'm rooting for in life, or who I'm rooting for on the show?
The show.
I want to know both.
I mean,
yeah, I want to know both actually.
Well, okay, neither one of them. They're both ridiculous. but Kenya is. I mean, I like she's a troublemaker, and I love that.
But you said already you love Phaedra. You have the same love for Phaedra that we all have. Her funny quirks.
I mean, look. Yes, I like her. And I like her self-confidence with her butt, which is like, it's awesome. Anyone who's confident with who they are, I love that. Yeah. And so when she was in previous episodes, like 1 or 2 earlier, when she was with Kenya and she was doing her little butt dances and showing it, like that was great. I was like, wow, she's really confident with that. All right, I love that. But Kenya now being so ridiculous with this, I love this. So I just loved seeing them being a train wreck. So.
And that's why we do the show here. So
I'm for the next episode or 2, I'm with Kenya. Like, go off the deep end, be crazy, let me enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that Phaedra kind of always backs down at the end of every fight, even in the office. Before Kenya walked out, Phaedra was laughing with her. I think Phaedra, in a way, hates
confrontation.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if she hates it. I think she's just. I'm not gonna be affiliated with this crazy bitch. Like I'm gonna be crazy for a little bit, but I ain't gonna ride the train all the way down with Miss Kenya.
Ends it.
Like honestly, Kenya's awesome for the show because she is crazy. Like she's giving producers what they want, but it's the same thing as Bad Girls Club. We love watching Bad Girls Club, but these girls are not really standing up to citizens of America. You know what I mean? Like Kenya's coming off really crazy, and I don't know if this is really the smartest career move for her. If she wants to be taken seriously
as... Her career's over. Sorry, Kenya.
Wait, but taken seriously as what?
Former Miss USA.
Former Miss USA.
Done.
Forget that. But she honestly takes her production company very seriously. Like, I am an actress. I am a producer. I own my own production company.
But has she done anything really that bad that's going to ruin that? Because when she talks business, she still... like comes off
I would never take a meeting with her.
This is their business. So
for forever.
Yeah, this is it. So they, if they want to be successful, they have to figure a way of capitalizing this into something else. So
thank you.
It's it's like Skinny Girl. Like they have to come up with something that they can then throw on TV, which will then blow up, and then they can move into that other business.
Right.
So maybe working out videos is gonna work for Kenya.
It could if she tried.
It's too late. She didn't do it.
I know. I don't think she did it. So
it's not gonna work.
I'm really telling you that she needs to do a skincare line. Like really, like it work.
You know
proactive.
What? I would buy it.
Improved my skin.
If it fixed her skin, I would buy it.
If it fixed her, yeah, we would buy it.
I'd buy it. Yeah. I'd buy it.
All right. So before we get into predictions, Neil, I want to know a little bit about you and some of the shows that you've worked on. You were born in Czechoslovakia?
No. God bless the internet. It's like people always ask me that on my Wikipedia page. I don't know why that's there, but
it says I knew that, so it's not true.
No,
that's awesome.
Everything else on that page is right.
No, but I'm looking at you now. I'm like, really?
Do you know where that comes from?
I have no idea. It says born in Czechoslovakia on Wikipedia. I don't know why.
Never delete that. That's awesome.
I tried to change it a bunch of times, and then it would go right back. And so I'm like,
they've claimed you.
Now I'm like. Yes, I am from Czechoslovakia.
Okay, now do you really speak 5 different languages?
I speak bits and pieces of everything. So.
Okay.
I travel a lot. One of my shows is, no, I'm not fluent in 5 languages, but we had a show on Showtime called Next Stop for Charlie, which is still on the air. This week is actually the series finale, Thursday night. Okay. So make sure you watch it. And in the show, I am the main character is Charlie, and we go around the world, and it's sort of like The Hangover.
I've seen. Yeah, I absolutely.
I've seen it. All right. I wonder why I recognize this guy.
From Czechoslovakia.
Where do you come up with the ideas for some of these shows? Because a lot of them are travel shows.
Yeah, well, we've had a number of different ones. So currently on the air, Rome is a show that is produced. It's on CBS Sports. It's produced out of our facility. We created a show for Sci-Fi called Destination Truth, which still runs and reruns. I don't know if they're making new episodes, but that's travel. It's sort of a monster hunting show. We are doing a special for ABC. It's currently titled "My Child Sees Dead People," and it's sort of like a real-life poltergeist show. And so we go to people's homes who have children who are having experiences, paranormal experiences, and we do an investigation in the house with the family there.
Oh my gosh!
And they're a part of it. It's super cool. And so we shot with some families Midwest, and that's being edited now, so it'll premiere probably summer, I think.
You know, I'm gonna ask you, since we said a lot of stuff on reality television is fake. Are there some real ghost stories?
Yeah, I mean, we're really, we take it very seriously, obviously, because paranormal is very unique. In Destination Truth, we never made anything fake when we did that, for sure. And it's I believe in all this stuff, and we found some people who no doubt about it are experiencing some amazing things.
In the Midwest. They're all from the Midwest.
Seriously,
I love it. He was like,
Ohio and Michigan.
I know.
Crazy.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I signed up for one of those shows.
You tell me what you think. Now, I witnessed it. I was there, and it's on camera. And so at one point, the host of the show, he goes upstairs into this person's hallway, and it's like host, camera, host, bathroom door. And so the guy downstairs is on a walkie who lives in the house. He's like, see if you can engage the ghost. And so he says, if you're here, show me a sign. Light switch goes on in the bathroom, which has a light sensor around the wall. Goes off. And the guy's like, we're all like, what the? And so he goes downstairs. He talks to the guy who owns the house. He goes upstairs, and he's like, I'll try as well. And so he says, there's 2 ghosts in this house. He says, Fred, or whatever the first ghost is, if you're there, bang on the shower door, because that ghost bangs on the shower door. Nothing. If you're here, bang on the shower door. Nothing. Okay, if it's the other ghost, Bob, show me a sign. Light switch.
Really?
That's crazy.
I mean, okay, that's one house. Then we go to another house, and we're shooting in the house all day, or at night, all night, and they have one of these picture frames that's got like 10 different pictures in it. You buy it at Target.
Right.
And nobody even thought about it all day. We're shooting, no big deal. And then at one point at night, we have these cameras that have night vision on them. It sees infrared. The cameraman passes by this picture frame, and of the 10 pictures, only one is now visible in infrared. They're all just blank.
What?
And so we turn the light switch on, and you can see them with the human eye, but you can't see with the camera. On, off. We can't figure it out. We say to the lady that owns the house, we said, do you have an explanation for this? Why is this one picture visible and none of the other ones are visible? And she starts to get very emotional, and she says, that's the only photo that was taken in the house.
Ooh, child. I had to put a little Phaedra Parks in there, child.
Okay, as if that's not good enough. It's the only photo of
Lord
the baby
Jesus.
that was born in the house and lives in the bedroom where the previous owner, an old man, died.
Oh, no.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no.
Yo.
I mean,
can't.
I would
Can't
trip
watch
out.
that.
This is why we leave that work to you.
Yeah.
guys.
So,
I mean, never be up in there.
Now.
like no joke. I don't want to go back to those houses.
So where do you get your inspiration for these types of shows?
shows
Destination
like,
Truth.
Yeah,
and
I love paranormal. I'm always interested, and I believe in that stuff. So it's looking for good stories. But we had a show a 1.5 years ago on the Speed Channel called The Car Show, and it starred Adam Carolla and Dan Neal. Great show. We had a show on Food Network called Ice Brigade about ice sculptors, and we're developing a show about a barbecue joint in the South. That'll be a reality show, hopefully. I can't say the network.
Which barbecue place is it?
It's called The Shed. They're in Mississippi, and this guy Brad, super awesome character, and his family fantastic. He borrowed a Lowe's card from his grandmother 11 years ago, $3,500 card, and since then now he's sold $40 million in barbecue.
Wow.
And they're like Duck Dynasty.
That's so
they're
cool.
really interesting, fun family. The parents now work for the kids.
Oh, I would totally watch that.
It's a great
Love
show,
barbecue stuff.
and so we're developing it right now. So very much in that sort of
excellent.
fun space.
So you haven't really dealt with the more NeNe League
divas
for your shows.
I haven't. We try and stay away from fighting shows and things like that. That's not really what
Your
we
brain.
do. No, it's not. But it's great to watch. No question about it. But I'm very familiar with how they're done for sure.
So for your upcoming projects, what can everyone look out for?
Let's see this year. Well, Next Stop for Charlie this Friday Thursday night, 12. It's on, I think at midnight actually.
12 p.m.
12 at midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah,
Okay.
so a.m. On Showtime, and then My Child Sees Dead People will be probably on this summer on ABC as a special. I'm trying to think of what else we have coming up. We're doing a pilot for E about Napa and Sonoma. Oh, you guys would love this. It's really about Sonoma, and Ben Flanick from The Bachelor. So Ben has a winery up there with his.
Why would you say we would love this? Because it has to do with alcohol?
No,
Bachelor.
It's
Bachelor.
a great show.
No,
so
I'm just kidding.
Ben is a super cool guy, and his 2 best friends, they have this winery, and each of their sisters works with them. And so there's this great, 6-pack of cool people, trying to make this business up in Sonoma, and the struggles that come along with that. And then there's this other great couple, which you're going to love, and they're daughters of a guy named Bruce Cohn, who's the manager for the Doobie Brothers. They have a winery called B.R. Cohn.
B.R. Cohn, yeah, I know their wine
and
for
so
sure.
They're the daughters, and they run this wedding and party business at the winery. And so, they're super fun and interesting people, and so we're shooting that pilot next month.
Wow.
Ooh, that does sound nice.
That's for E. So we'll hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll make it to air.
There we go. And
Get him drunk.
Where can everyone follow you and keep up with your work?
Facebook, Neil Mandt, NeilMandt.
Not a Twitter guy?
I do Twitter, Neil Mandt also there, but I do more Facebook than Twitter. I'm just slow with the Twitter.
That's me right here.
All right,
so really bad on Twitter.
I'm a really good guy who posts very good photos. So, I mean, my
So do you have an
Facebook
Instagram?
I don't use Instagram.
We gotta get you on Instagram now.
No, I don't trust Instagram. You know, it's like they're gonna own all my photos and sell them and make a coffee table book on it. You know, it's like I don't trust them.
Look, after I didn't take the time to read the damn iTunes agreement, I feel like I'm owned by iTunes now. So.
Nobody reads it.
I know. I was an episode on South Park. On that note, let's go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So apparently we're going to see how NeNe gets her character for the new normal. She says, I see a white woman in this, and it shouldn't be a white woman. It should just be me, basically, because her character she plays is her on the show.
I know. Do you think, I feel like that's almost not real.
I would definitely say that was staged. I mean, the part was written. First of all, from what I was told,
he asked her to come on the show.
Ryan Murphy wrote the part for NeNe, so I don't know why he would write the part in a white woman's character.
Yeah.
When he loves NeNe for being NeNe.
Are we sure it's for the new normal? That's that part.
I'm assuming it because that comment I know she has made about the character on the new normal.
All right.
I'd rather see her in her Hollywood Hills house trying to put together furniture.
Yeah.
I want her back in Atlanta. I'm over Hollywood.
I was cracking up though. Was it last episode that the second she gets in her house, she's trying to use her cell phone? And isn't that how it is in the Hollywood Hills? You cannot get any cell phone service to save your life.
In Hollywood, period, because there's a couple spots. I'm not gonna mention my. Anyway. So then we have, of course, what we are all waiting for is Kenya versus Phaedra. And Kenya goes crazy
I want to see, is it her outfit or what is everybody freaking out about when they...
Well, she's wearing the big church hats.
It's actually like a Basketball Wives LA. I don't know if you saw this season, but one of the girls came dressed as the other one to make fun of her.
Oh, she's dressed as Phaedra.
Yeah, you know, Phaedra comes with the hats and she talks like this. And that's what Kenya was doing. What was the thing Kenya said, though? She said, let me not take a sip because I'm an alcoholic.
I thought it was like her dress was really revealing or something. So I get it. Now she's trying to be like Phaedra. Do you think producers told her to do that?
Definitely.
Where is she? I mean,
I don't know that that's what happened.
She's pretty clever.
Could be that crazy.
You may be right. I don't know. But
she's pretty clever.
She's clearly playing off sort of whatever stereotypes they have about her.
She's so like high school.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I really do love it, and I can't wait until next week.
Everything about her.
I can't either.
Everything about her is high school, even her skin.
Ooh,
just gonna go in on that.
He didn't read, he read. Well, we want to thank Neil so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow him at Neil Mandt on Facebook. Also, make sure you guys follow us here at AfterBuzz, AfterBuzz TV on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If you guys have any questions that you want to know about Miss Phaedra and Apollo, make sure you guys hit us up on iTunes. Leave us a comment on iTunes. After you rate us 5-star and then subscribe, leave us a comment with your Twitter handle, and we will ask Phaedra. We have a very special surprise, and I'm super excited about it. You can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
Steph Bauer TV.
Mykee 3000 Watts.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.